Hey everybody, welcome back. A&P Respiratory System Part 3 video. We are flying. The next one we're going to start here with the larynx, and we're going to go through, let me check my guide, down to the hyoid bone. So I've mentioned a couple of these structures already. So the first one is the larynx. So the larynx stretches here from the hyoid bone down to the trachea. So this region is referred to as the larynx. The larynx is, of course, going to direct the air to the lungs, and it also is going to protect your airway when you swallow. So the larynx is an important part of our system. The next is the epiglottis. The epiglottis is not shown. If we go back to that oral cavity, we remember that it just terminates. So we would need to be able to see that flap for the epiglottis further down in there. And again, that would kind of, open and close like a little flap. So the epiglottis is not shown. If we could go further in, we would expect to see it, kind of back in here. But again, this model with Charlie will not let us see that. The epiglottis is going to prevent food from entering into the windpipe. So a really, really important aspect of our system. The next one mentioned here is the thyroid cartilage. The thyroid cartilage is shown here with this blue-green, and it's shown with number 3. There is a little point here, which is the prominence, and that is also what we call the Adam's apple. So here's our thyroid cartilage. The other cartilage that's shown here is marked with number 4, and you're actually only getting a little bit of a snip of it. They're showing the rest of it kind of covered up here. But number 4 is indicating here the cricoid cartilage, and the cricoid cartilage is, again, only partly shown here, but it's going to actually wrap around the trachea. So the trachea is behind here and starting more obvious here with number 6. Together, these two positions are going to act as really important points of attachment for other muscles, ligaments, other cartilage. You can see an example of that obviously very clearly with number 4. The next one on our list is going to be the vocal folds or vocal cords. And I apologize, sometimes my camera bobs here because I'm looking back at the study guide list so I don't miss things for you. The vocal cords and vocal folds obviously are also not shown with Charlie because those are further in the back. But obviously those are going to have air pass by them. There's going to be vibration, and that's going to allow for the unique sounds to get made, the voice to get produced. The glottis is the opening between those two vocal cords. So you'd have your two vocal cords, and the opening between it would be the glottis. And again, that's not shown here either. So you'd want to look at a separate figure or your book for that one. The last one shown on this one is the hyoid bone, which I pointed out before, which is structure number 1. The hyoid bone is really, really important in respiration. There's actually a connection with it, and when you're sleeping, the ability to keep your airway open is associated with the hyoid. All right, so that is the third portion of our study guide.